Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Now, one of my favorite films of all time was that fantasy movie called Never Ending Story. Remember that scene of the young boy riding the flying dog? Let's have a look at that. Okay, now, of course, that's fantasy. We know what fantasy is. Well, guess what? In South Africa, pigs fly. And I'll tell you why. You know how Ramaphosa always talks about fourth industrial revolution, which is artificial intelligence and robots, and how South Africa's going to embrace all this. Guess what? There are a couple of screws loose, buddy. I'll explain to you why. And this is why we're talking about fantasy. Okay, what we're talking about is the reality. With 78% of grade 4 learners not being able to read with meaning, the government should use its resources on improving literacy levels instead of spending money on coding and robotics. Absolutely ridiculous. Talk about putting the cart before the horse. I mean, this ANC government is in a complete fantasy world. Anyway, this is the view of Nick Spall, a senior researcher in the economic department at Stellenbosch University. President Cyril Ramaphosa said in his recent State of the Nation address that coding and robotics will be introduced in grade R to 3 in 200 schools this year. Remember, he was going to introduce the iPad to every learner in South Africa? No, never happened. That was a promise he made in 2019, remember. Okay, carry on. The grade R to grade 3 coding and robotics curriculum has been developed, and the design of the grade 4 to 9 curriculum is at an advanced stage. Isn't that wonderful? The kids can't even read properly, and yet here they are going to learn about robotics and artificial intelligence. Wow. Talk about being dumb. Anyway, Basic Education Minister Angie Motshega said, "We will be piloting this curriculum from January 2020 in grade R to 3 and in grade 7. The rollout of the coding and robotics teaching in all schools is expected to happen by 2022, Ramaphosa said. While the plan to introduce coding and robotics in the curriculum was widely welcomed, not everyone thinks it is a good idea. Speaking to SAFM's Kathy Malalana, Spall said it will not be worthwhile intervention. In fact, he said it is a mistake. Spall said, "I was disappointed that the president did not stick with his focus on early grade reading. You get the basics right before you move on to stuff that people don't understand. You know, this is absolutely ridiculous." Anyway, this is South Africa, and this is the ANC government, who are absolute chaos. Spall said the previous focus was to ensure that all children would be able to read with meaning by the age of 10. The initiative was widely accepted as the best way forward, but coding and robotics are now taking center stage. He said, "I think it is a publicity stunt, trying to say that South Africa is ready for the fourth industrial revolution and that we're doing big things which sound sexy. The reality," he said, "is that we have 78% of grade 4 learners who can't read." He added that you cannot teach a child to code when they can't read and do basic mathematics. He went on to say, "When we focus on coding and robotics, it means that we take away time and resources from reading and mathematics. But the basics are boring, you see." But of course, the ANC politicians have absolutely no understanding of education because they're uneducated themselves. That's the harsh reality. And that is self-evident. While many people believe that schools can teach coding and improve reading at the same time, Spall said research shows that there is no capacity to achieve both goals. He said the capacity which the government has to implement new programs means they can only do a small number of things well. Well, let's face it, they haven't even got the second industrial revolution right. You know what that's about? That's electricity. Look at ESCOM. They can't even sort that out. How the heck are they going to jump to the fourth industrial revolution? What a joke. Anyway, he went on to say, if you ask them to do 10 or 20 things well, they are not able to do it. If, however, the government resources are only focused on early reading, early mathematics, and teacher development, that's the biggie, teacher development. A lot of these teachers don't have a clue. Anyway, he says the results, if you do that, will be much better. And he concludes by saying, the problem is that we keep piling on these nice-to-haves, but it's a mistake to think we can do a lot of things well. Well, I'll let you put your comments down below this video and see what you think. I'm telling you right now that I think this is completely laughable. And in a moment, I'll be putting up another video with the DA's John Steenkamp tearing the strip off Cyril Ramaphosa and his absolutely idiotic State of the Nation address given last week. Alright guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, and ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video, please share this video, and above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.